This is FAFO, holler it loud. Fuck around with fiction, get the facts drawn. Getting triggers just the cost of the crowd. We're toxic to the lies, truth we're proud. This is FAFO, no smooth talk, no vow. You brought your stories, we brought the real. Now run your mouth and meet the South down. Fuck around and find out, burn it down.
Welcome back to the FAFO podcast, where we expose the find out moments when the system screws around with the people. I'm your host, BD Storm, breaking down the stories that deserve real scrutiny. Today, we're going deep on the Los Angeles Mayoral Primary from June 2nd, 2026. So just a few days ago, we're not even a week out from this yet. Now, the incumbent Karen Bass is locked into the November runoff, but the fight for second place between Spencer Pratt and Nithya Raman has completely flipped, thanks to massive post-election day ballot dumps. We're not unfamiliar with this process. Think 2020. We're covering election day strengths versus late surges. Those infamous 0 votes for Pratt batches, the witness reactions, official excuses, and what it all means for trust in elections. We got more segments, we got more data, we got more visuals for the video version. Let's dive in. Because let's roll it back to that night. On election night, and the early counts, mostly in person and early votes, the picture looked promising for Spencer Pratt. Karen Bass was 35 to 38%. She led it. She's already projected for the runoff. Spencer Pratt had 28 to 30%. Solid second with leads of nearly 30 to 40,000 votes over Raman. And then Raman came in with 20 to 23%, trailing significantly. Remember, she gave the tearful concession speech, how disappointed she was. Now, let's fast forward to the latest tallies as of June, 7th through the 8th, so last night going into today. Bass had 250,871 votes. That's 34.7%. Raman has jumped into second place all of a sudden with 196,198 votes at 27.1%. She's now leading Pratt by 3,000 votes. Pratt is at 193,085 with 26.7. Now, there are legitimately hundreds of thousands of ballots remain at large, mostly mail-ins accepted through June 9th. And the late drops, not unsurprisingly, have been devastating for Pratt. And it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing that you've got this one county taking this long. It's one city taking this long to collect votes. It reminds us all too much of 2020. One day it's saying this is what's happening. And then the next day, hold on, not so fast. Oh, we found all of these votes. Look over here. But don't look over there. Just look right here, all the stuff we found. Now, these late ballot dumps, I'm going to tell you how the surge happened. Now, these are post-election day ballots, batches. They kind of tell the story. In one Sunday update alone, 48 to 50,000 votes dropped, with Raman taking a huge share. She didn't get all of them. She took a huge share. She had between 19 and 23,000 in the recent batches, while Pratt got roughly half or less. Raman has outperformed in-mail processing, gaining 43,000 votes on Pratt since the election night in some analysis. Multiple days showed her winning big in successive drops. Now, a lot of the information we're bringing to you has been sourced from a lot of places. We got LA Times, we got Daily News, we've got Instagram and Fox News, and wherever we can find the stats to show the images, we dug up we try to give it as much fact-based as we can. But I always say Do your own research. Who knows what we might have missed? And it's got to be on you to not take our word for it. We're reporting to you everything we've dug up for this episode so far. And look, if we're wrong, drop some comments down below. Let us know. Link to us where we can go and find out this information if we've missed it. I would certainly love to know. This one blew up online, though. This 0 votes for Pratt deal. This blew up everywhere. There were viral screenshots that showed large batches with tens of thousands for Bass and Raman and literally 0 for Pratt. People did the math, of course, as they do. Statistically impossible for a candidate polling in the high 20s to get shut out of 20,000 plus vote dumps. Pratt supporters, Trump, and others called it evidence of issues. Now, here's the official explanation of that. Data reporting lag from the AP feed. Voters came in grouped. One update for some candidates, the next minute for Pratt's. He actually gained 21,000 in the combined window. LA County and DOJ reviewed and said no real batch had 0 for him. But the pattern of late surges only helping one side keeps fueling the skepticism. Especially when you look at Raman, by all measures, was the worst candidate available here. And yet she threw in her side with Bass immediately afterwards. And all of a sudden she's surging in the polls again. I'm not a conspiracy theorist per se, but it's hard not to look at this. It's very difficult not to look at this. Scratch the jaw a little bit. Get the old noggin to thinking, because it doesn't seem right by any standard. Good morning, Mike. Oh my God, what an embarrassment, right? It is. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. And by the way, if you want to be part of the live broadcast, all you have to go is follow us on Kick or on Facebook. Become part of the show. You can drop your comments down below as we do this live. Or once again, you can follow us if you just want to listen to the show and you don't have time to watch us live. You can listen to us on Spotify. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts. You can listen to us on Amazon Music. Or we post later on YouTube at the FAFO Podcast. We post on Rumble at the FAFO Podcast. And you got it on Facebook at the FAFO Podcast. Now let's keep going. So here's the problem with a lot of this stuff. When you've already had people yelling in 2016 and 2020, 2024, that the elections are stolen. And then you see this. This is why you have all of this. It is absolutely crazy. And Pratt, this is why I love this guy. And I'm not going to deny it. I love Spencer Pratt. We've done shows on this before. We've talked about this before. So it's no shock here. But he posted memes from Russell Crowe's A Beautiful Mind. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I do it on here, but they always get us when I do that stuff. Questioning the show. Shifting count. All right, I'm sorry. Questioning the slow shifting count. Jeez, got to get back on track. Trump called out the cheating. Whew, and he did it big time on CBS. He walked straight out of that interview. He had her saying, "I'm not a crook." And it was the funniest thing to me. But Trump called out cheating. Online anecdotes include suspicious ballot handling and turnout questions in certain areas. I mean, the U.S. Attorney's Office has opened election integrity probes and is taking tips. No smoking gun public witness affidavits of widespread stuffing yet, but the mechanics of California's universal mail-in, no ID system, and ballot harvesting are under fire, as well they should be. California's system is set up just for this, to keep the deep blue in power. That's what it's set up for. And if you don't think it is, you're fooling yourself here. You're lying to yourself. You know that's what this is. Anybody can see it. Everybody knows it. And this is why they don't want voter ID. This is why they tell you that, well, voter ID means people can't vote. Really? Is that what it means? Because people can't get IDs? And yet people get IDs to drive cars. They get IDs to go buy cigarettes and alcohol. There's tons of places you got to go see. You got to show your ID if you look too young. People have IDs everywhere. It's an insult to black people, to African Americans everywhere, to Asians, to Hispanics, to suggest that they're so stupid they can't get an ID. Oh, that only white people can get IDs. And yet, there is still huge segments of those populations who believe what the Democrats tell them, who refuse to believe what's right in front of their faces. And it's wild. It's absolutely ludicrous. It's a wild thing. LA is deep blue. We've known that. The late mail ballots naturally lean progressive. That's what happens here. It's the timing, though. The reversal days later, Pratt's election day strength evaporating, and those zero slice visuals, that's why trust is shattered. Now, whether incompetence or worse, when results flip in ways that perfectly disadvantage the early leader, people lose faith. They do. Pratt went from runoff favorite to fighting for a spot. Now there's calls for audits, there's recounts, or lawsuits are growing. Certification is coming. Watch closely. Because here's the problem with a lot of that too. This one right here, this is how you erode democracy. This is truly how you do it. One data lag and sudden surge at a time. Now, sudden votes, flipping races, zero supports and dumps for the early front runner, and a complete runoff reversal. Come on. That is a master class in FAFO with public trust. So what's your take on the election day versus late ballot split? Drop your comments down below. Subscribe. Share this episode. But stay vigilant. Because this is what we're going through, people. This is what we're going through. And it's not stopping here. So let's go back to the comments before we close out. How does a Democrat opponent grab the majority of the votes from an incumbent Democrat mayor just to pass the Republican candidate on just mail-in ballots? And I'm there with you on that. Raman was the worst candidate by far. Her super socialist, crazy ass ideas. I mean, the woman's an idiot. You can see it because you see when she's talking. Her eyeballs bouncing in the back of her head like marbles in an empty container. And yet, all of a sudden, all these things that came in weren't for Bass. They were for her. Well, that doesn't pique your interest at all. That doesn't make you question what's happening here at all, really? Because it makes me question it. And I'm not the only one. There's tons of you out there. Tons of you out there that believe that same thing. The disrespect that CBS reporter gave the president was horrible. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Exactly, right? And I do love how they call for where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? And yet, when it comes to them, they literally have no evidence. Ever. And I loved this when this came out. This was great. And I'll share this with you on screen. I'll read it to you. Republican mayoral candidate Spencer Pratt stirred controversy after posting a photo of rival Nithya Raman appearing emotional while mocking Los Angeles' ongoing ballot count. Pratt wrote that he remained in the lead and joked that they're not the only ones who know where to find votes. A comment many viewed as a jab at California's vote counting process. What do you think? Meanwhile, Raman has steadily gained ground as more mail-in and provisional ballots are counted. with Mayor Karen Bass already securing a runoff spot, the race for second place remains extremely close and highly competitive. And for me, that's where it's at. That's the spot. If she was that far in front and doing well, why are not most of those mail-in ballots going to her? Why to Raman? Why to Raman? Come on, some of you got to be critical thinkers out there. Just don't take up for your party. Think. Why not go to Karen Bass here? The answer to that's easy. It's easy. It's easier to stay in power when you're running in a runoff within the party. It's far more difficult when you're running against the opposite party. So who would you want to see in second place? The opposite party? No. You want to see your own party in second place. Why do you think these ballots are coming in the way they do? We've seen video of them handing out drug needles. What else did they hand out? What was in those needle packets? Mail-in votes? We'll give you these needles, but you got to write this out, sign it, mail it in. Vote for Bass or vote for Raman. Let's not pretend it's anything other than that. But I do get it. I do get it. A lot of people don't want to go there. They just refuse to believe what they see. And we saw another movie flop this weekend. Movie I was really looking forward to. But we saw it flop again this weekend. We keep seeing these Hollywood movies flop, bust. It's because people are getting tired. Or just fed up with being preached at and lectured to by Hollywood. By this group of people living in Fantasyland out there. We've seen concerts here recently. These bands, these acts are FAFOing. They're finding out. Chris Robinson found out. Your job as an entertainer is to entertain. It's not your job to lecture the public. It's not your job to lecture the public. And here's the thing. When the crowd's out there, you're playing a USA type of song. And then the crowd starts chanting USA and then you jump on their ass. How dare you? What's there to be proud of? Hell, there's a lot to be proud of. Why don't you take your monkey ass over here to one of these other countries and live there and find out? Because Chris Robinson, like all these other little pampered pricks out there, are hiding up in their mansions, preaching to you about what you should do while not lending a hand for anything. That's why. And then you've got you've got these mindless fans out here, these little mindless lemmings, all running around out here just praising and worshiping at the altar of these fans. And then I saw a quote from Jennifer Welch. She's got a podcast. She's a so-called comedian, talking about how the white Christian is the worst group in America. They're the ones that's behind all of this. No, Jennifer Welch, it's not. The problem in America is white Karens like you who believe you're the gatekeeper for race and trans issues in this country. And you're not. You know nothing about being black or Hispanic or Asian. You know nothing about being trans. You don't actually know what the process is. You've probably done little to zero studying. You just take what you're told at face value and regurgitate that. Why? Because it's easier for you to do that. Someone hands you a script, you do it. And here we are with people running around trying to be the purveyors of knowledge that they have none of, that they absolutely have no clue what the hell they're talking about. And they try to tell you, the everyday blue-collar American, and it's not just America. We see it in the UK. We're seeing it in the UK. We're seeing it everywhere. It's all over the place. This infestation of not only immorality, but greed and corruption. And they're trying to make it your fault. They're trying to tell you it's all because of you. When it's not, it's all because of them. These Hollywood elites are gatekeepers for the twisted perverseness, for the moral decay, for the absolute heinous crimes that happen to our kids. They walk past these homeless people on the streets, look down on them, make fun of them, yet they get on TV and tell you that, hey, you should be helping these people. Why are you not helping these people? These illegal immigrants that come in, we should be taking care of that. You've got a mansion, open up your damn rooms. Why don't you take them in? Why? You've got the space. Why are you not taking them into your homes? That if you want to protect them so bad, you want to clear up the issue so bad, why aren't you doing it? We all know why. Because you don't mean it. You absolutely do not mean it. You just want to preach it because you want to think you're on the moral high ground. That you care. The only thing you care about is the next new car you're going to buy, the next new getaway you're going to take. Where's your next vacation going to leave you? Whose other big party are you going to go attend so you can do all your drugs, do all your drinking, all the partying, and not caring about any of those people out there without a home who are pissing and shitting in the streets because they got nowhere else to go, while your mayor hands out drug paraphernalia to keep them in place. Stop preaching to the rest of us. You don't have the right. You certainly don't have the experience. You don't have the knowledge. White Karen liberals are the enemy of America, and they absolutely are. They're the worst. They're absolute worst. I mean, these entitled little bitches right here are the worst. They are. It's just, guys, it's just one of those things. But you have to decide. You have to decide. How are you? How are you going to continue to handle this? Are you going to continue to side with these people? You continue just to stay silent and pretend that this does not matter, that my voice doesn't matter. Yes, it does. At some point, you're going to have to pick a side. The side we try to pick is common sense. I don't care if the left is doing dumb shit or the right is doing dumb shit. Here at the FAFO podcast, we pick common sense. We're always for the people that matter, and that's our neighbors. That's our friends. That's our acquaintances around here. People we do business with. People we go to school with, we work with. People we decide to hang around with. It's not in these deep blue liberal cities where they have purposely segregated everybody into control groups. But you got to believe what you're going to believe. The people in the mainstream media are going to believe what they're told to believe because they get paid for it. So they're not going to go against that because they love all their shiny new toys they can get every week. They love all the new things that living those lies affords them. They're not giving that up. So you can't sit there and wait on them to suddenly grow a conscience. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in today for another episode of the Fuck Around and Find Out podcast. And I will say this. We have a reaction channel we do on YouTube, about 16,000 subscribers on it. We got our channel back this weekend. It was hacked by a hacker from some ISIS piece of trash over the seas somewhere. Hacked the account, took over everything. We got it back. Got all my stuff back. Spent yesterday getting it all set up and ready again. Fought hard to get that sucker back. Why? Because we don't sit here and lay down for no damn buddy, and you shouldn't either. You shouldn't either. So, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. You are listening to the Fuck Around and Find Out podcast. Follow us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, YouTube at the FAFO podcast. If you want to see the show later, or you want to share it with somebody, let them watch the episodes. Rumble, right there. Come get some. It's on that one. And again, on Facebook. We will be live every day at lunch, 12 to 2, on the After Dark Reaction channel. Find us there. Or we have a good time. It's just music then. You ain't got to worry about any of this nonsense. If you don't like it and you just want to talk music, listen to great music, be around a group of people who love music, you can do that too. But whatever it is, be sure you find out with us how the world operates each and every day. And if you want to support the podcast, right down below, you'll see scrolling the FAFO podcast.online. We just created all new low membership prices. Like it costs next to nothing to support this channel. And all it takes is a bunch of you doing it. And we would enjoy it. We would appreciate it. Guys, we will catch y'all this afternoon. And until then, you are listening to the Fuck Around and Find Out podcast. Facts, truth, no BS. Let's effing go.
Four on the floor, have a tank of gas. Does he boots on the wood, let the whiskey pass? I ain't preaching from a pulpit, I'm talking from the scar. You can dress up a lie, but it won't get far. They call it toxic when it burns your tongue. I call it true when it's finally sung. Got a dog eared by